that the grand final from Pro League is about to start. Before we kick this off, of course, we have beautiful player overviews for these 4 remaining players. So let's take a look what they are about. We have Roa in first. Cocow up next. Carl in third. And last, Bergie. So those are the players that are in this grande finale from Trackmania Pro League Season 1. It is Carl and Cocow who both reached the grand final yesterday by winning both of their matches. And they receive plus 10 points because of that. Roa and Bergie, which we have been referring to as the 2 clowns, accompanied them after winning all their matches in the lower bracket. But here we go, live on map Silencer by MD Point. It is round number 1. We are playing till 120 points. And let's go.
We'll see who manages to strike first on Silencer at the moment. Carl and Cocow, they're already people straight through the grand final, are up here in the top at the moment. Cocow taking an early advantage here. Roa down in third place at the moment. Bergie was in last, but he's actually going for an inside line there, but looks if it costs him a bit. Doesn't take as much exit speed here. And Roa's looking to challenge the top 2 at the front. But he goes a bit wide there, so Cocow manages to keep the lead, but the gap is not what it was before. Roa loses a lot of speed going through there now though, so Cocow's still in the lead, and it's now getting a bit wider for him now, but now Bergie's back in the picture, at least in the battle for second. Carl going wide there, is that going to pay off for him? He's actually at the back now as a result, but he's going for more speed there. Roa crashes before going on to the loop, so Roa will get 0 points to start us off with. Bergie still looking for second place, but Carl's got more speed. Will he take it? He goes for a lower jump, but he just misses out by just over 100th of a second. So very slim margins here, but a great time by Cocow to start us off with a 107.6. And Bergie and Roa rounding off the rest of the scoreboard. Sorry, Bergie and Carl. So 20 points for Cocow, a great start for him, ideal. Carl already on 14, Bergie 6, but Roa is still on 0. But 3 rounds to go on this first map.
Yeah, and Cocow is looking promising after that first round. Definitely capable of doing a lot here as Bergie stumbles in the start, and he will find himself in last place by about a second behind now. It is Carl taking the lead in this particular round, but Cocow and Roa are very, very close as we go on the freewheeling sector. It is Roa who gets a little bit more speed, overtakes Carl for that first place. But it is very, very close to call here. Cocow with a very tight line manages to keep all of his speed doing so. But these 3 players, 0-200s between all 3 of them as we are reaching the final stages of this track. Roa loses a little bit of momentum and clips before the looping once again. He can still manage to reach the looping and finish line, but Cocow on his way to once again get 10 points with an enormous time. 0.59 by Cocow, and Carl is not even far behind as well with a 0.66. Bergie in last after that big mistake early on, and Roa again making a mistake at the same part as previous round. However, he still got the finish line, so only 4 points to him though, and Cocow seems to be on a roll here.
Yeah, what a start from Cocow, already up to 30 points, so will he extend that further? He's on a great start here again. Carl and Ro are going really wide there due to their trajectory, and we do see Bergie hugging the back of the field and Bergie hugging the wall now, so Bergie getting a bit too affectionate and crashing unfortunately, but Cocow is extending his lead here up at the front. He's got 0.3 of an advantage here at the moment. Oh, Cocow gets a no drift though. Unfortunate mistake there for him. One he could have perhaps avoided, but at least does still have the points advantage to fall back on. But Ro will be looking to claw some points back, but he's got CarlJr to contend with here. Carl's often had very good ends here, but will we see the same coming true here as Ro's extending the gap now? So Carl's certainly got some work to do, but Ro manages to get through the loop section relatively clean. All he needs to do is finish off this round without issue, and he will take home 10 points. So there we go for Ro, 10 points, and Carl on 6. Cocow still gets 3rd place, and Bergie has to resort to last again. So Bergie only just getting 10 points at the moment, and we're already on to our 4th round now, so not ideal for him. 14 for Ro, 26 for Carl, and 34 for Cocow, going on to the final round on Silencer.
Yeah, and let's not forget that Cocow was leading with a big margin as well before he made that mistake and dropped down. But yeah, the last round now on Silencer. Carl takes a slight advantage after a couple turns, but Bergie is trying to get his nose in the mix, but doesn't work out. Goes for a tight line and resulting in lower speed. It is Roa versus Carl up top. Going on the freewheeling sector. Where's Cocow? Cocow is just a little bit behind, only 2 tenths. So let's take a look at his point of view as he is trying to close the gap here with the other guys. But Carl still managing to keep the lead. Roa and Bergie are trying their best to catch up. Bergie goes for a very wide line, collecting a lot of speed, but it is not paying off as of yet. Roa and Carl now so close together. Who's gonna choke? It is Bergie hitting the turn before the looping, won't be able to make it. Will it be Carl staying ahead of Roa in this ending? Yes, it will, but look at the gap. That is 500s between them. Carl getting 10 points, Roa 6, and Cocow finishing in 3rd, while Bergie finds himself far behind with a no finish there. So yeah, second map is going to be Atomic by Thompson. So that is Atomic by Thompson. Carl had a small issue. He needed to reboot either his computer or the game. So we are having just a slight delay here. But if we take a look at the points after map number 1, we have to keep in mind that Cocow and Carl both had those 10 points added. Because they reached the grand final first. So they had that advantage going in this match. But Roa collected 20 points and Bergie a pretty poor first track, only on 10 points. So he definitely needs to step it up if he wants to get to the top 3 here. But yeah, Atomic, I'm pretty sure Carl is really good on this one. If I recall correctly from yesterday's matches, he drove really quick times.
Roa was certainly showing some promise here as well, if I remember correctly.
Yep, Roa definitely has a good pace as well. So yeah, we're waiting until Carl is ready to start this map number 2 of the Pro League Grand Final. It seems like everyone is ready. So they are writing the good luck, have funs in the chat, and round number 1 is gonna start.
So here we go. So who's going to manage to get the first 10 points out of the match? Again, a reminder here, this isn't just fighting for who's going to go down to lower bracket or even for grand final who's just fighting for personal pride. There is prize money on the line here. €550 I believe it is for first place, 300 for second, and around about 100 for third place. So players have a tangible goal to go towards here, and Cocow looks to be fighting the hardest for it here at the moment. He's in first place here. Roa, as mentioned, he is doing well here, up in second place at the moment. Carl and Bergie falling slightly behind, but the map is by no means over, and they're not out of it yet, but Bergie's dropping further down, so his chances to overtake are diminishing. No mistakes going through here so far at the top, and Cocow is still holding strong. Only 1/10 between him and Roa though. Roa was dropping back from last CP, but he is risking there, going a bit inside, but it does lose a bit of exit speed. Are we going to see any mistakes here going through the end? It doesn't look like it. Cocow will go for first position, Roa second, CarlJr third, and Bergie fourth. A clean round pretty much from everyone there.
Yeah.
A great time. 0.388 by Cocow, so now putting himself on 48 points. We've had 8-point gap back to Carl, but look at the difference between Carl and Cocow to Roa and Bergie, but they do have 3 rounds again to make it up.
Definitely Cocow showing what the other players need to be driving here in order to beat him. However, as Trackmania goes, you get a solid round, and then you also have a poor round, and we see Cocow in the backseat right now, 1 whole second behind the rest of the field. It seems like CarlJr is struggling just a tiny bit here. Of course, he didn't have a proper warm-up because he just arrived home, but nonetheless is an enormous player. As we see Roa making a very, very weird mistake there. Complete stop, and there is no way he is going to finish here. 9 seconds behind. Gotta remember, there's only 6 seconds finish time after the first player crosses the finish line, as Bergie is about to cross it in first and collect his well-deserved 10 points this round. What a clean round by Bergie. A 53, and CarlJr finishing in second, while Cocow, after that early mistake, gets third here, while Roa says he couldn't steer. So hopefully that will be sorted out in the upcoming rounds, as we see a mistake by Roa again in the start.
Perhaps he still can't steer, but at least he's looking good going for the next corners. As I say that, he does crash, and he is joining his partner in his dynamic duo, Bergie, at the back. So Cocow and Carl have a relatively comfortable lead over the 2 players in this round and in the standings now. 20 points from Carl to Roa at the moment, from second to third place at the moment, but all positions are to be fought for here, as we mentioned previously, and Carl and Cocow are still fighting for first. Cocow's dropping back now though. Carl's way out in front here, but nearly 0.3 of a second here, so he can afford to take some safer lines here. Again, there's not that much of a risky finish that he needs to worry about as in comparison to other maps here, but he still needs to remain vigilant here. Cocow is still only 0.3 behind, but the battle for third place at least is heating up. They're a lot closer, but keeping my eye on the front, we see Carl, he is going to go for the first position, no problem. Going in it sideways just for style points, but Bergie does manage to get third place in front of Roa, so they do at least still secure points, but not the best points they would have been looking for. And now the gap from second to third place gets even larger now, and we've only got 1 more round on Atomic.
Yeah, we see the famous 2-way split here. While Cocow and Carl are both in the 50s, it is Roa and Bergie who are crumbling behind in the 20-point mark. But yeah, last round on Atomic. Will CarlJr do the good switcheroony and take first place here after this map? But he makes a huge mistake in the start. 1 second behind now, so this is a good opportunity for both Roa and Bergie to get closer to CarlJr. However, Cocow is ruining the party. He finds himself in second place, battling it out with Bergie. Bergie gets a very good quarter pipe turn there, and he will manage to stay ahead of Cocow just for now. We have 2 turns remaining here, very decisive turns. It is Roa holding first place. Cocow moves up to second. Can Bergie deny Cocow those 6 points? It is not looking like it. Or will it? He gets a lot of speed on the platform. And it is a low jump as well by Bergie, who sets another 0.5 time. And what an amazing round by Roa, who drives a 103.38 to finish this map off. And now
we go on to the Barnstormer, which is Wannabe. So we'll be seeing a few interesting rounds on this, but this is by Manox, so we do have a fancy intro by Pikes for this.
I mean it, okay, I'm the meanest, yeah. A gift and a curse to feel everything oh so deep. It got me in my feelings, yeah. Said the same motherfucker hating on me last week. I've been running around and sitting, no patience. We are so close, like a motherfucking taste it. Came a long way from the motherfucking basement. Working overtime, so no wonder why I wonder where the day went. You will never make it, flow too angry. Call up a complexion, said they won't play me. Okay, hate me. If you're gonna do it, I see through it. You're jealous, I'm new and love what I'm doing. You're booing because you're losing. It's funny to watch you fumble. Your word is empty as ever. Your girl, you met her on Bumble. Your team is lazy and jumble. My team is there if I stumble. They turn to rap and a mumble. I keep it real and stay humble. I know. I love where I'm from, but I don't stay no more. Cause everyone back on the...
So yeah, that is map Wannabe by Manox, which is notorious for its end, as we follow Cocow approaching it right now. There's a risky strat end and a very safe way. See if Cocow is gonna go for the risky one. No, he is showing us the safe route, so people can opt to go for this one or take the huge jump in the end and make it to the top finish, which is about 0.8 of a second faster. So we could see some rounds deciding in the end. But here we go, round number 1 on Wannabe.
So again, a lot of this map will be decided in both the end part and as well there's a very tricky tight part at the start you will see. Again, it's one of the maps, there's a lot of kind of turns where you do have obstacles on the left and the right hand side of the track that you watch out for going through here. There's poles you need to contend with, and as well barriers come very close to Massa, especially having a lot of trouble last match, but he's not here anymore, so we do not see any mistakes coming through here. Pardon me. And we do now see Roa actually taking the lead. Cocow getting a bit more speed on the outside there, and he is coming back, but he's within a kind of freeway battle for second place at the moment, with Roa having a 0.1 advantage. Bergie was coming back there, and now Carl out of the round almost. He has crashed pretty heavily, but he should still be able to finish from where he is. And we've seen Cocow as well failing, so now the 2 points leaders at the moment are at the back of the pack. They should still be able to finish as far as I can see here. Roa going for first
I don't think he has enough speed. No!
And he doesn't, so he fails it. He doesn't land on his wheels either. Bergie manages to get the 10 points, and only Carl as well will finish. No, Cocow does get it as well by... Oh, Cocow got it by 600 of a second.
That was a close one, but yeah, that just shows how difficult the end is right there. Roa risking it, but just not having enough speed there to jump all the way up. And we see Bergie collecting 10 points, well needed to catch up to the top, which is still Cocow in first and Carl in second. But round number 2 here. We don't see any major mistakes. However, Cocow is just dropping down a little bit with some worse lines. However, it can all change when we get closer to that end. You saw it previous round. The battle up top is unbelievably close. 200ths of a second between Bergie, Roa and Carl. Let's jump in there. Wow, Cocow is holding strong. We see CarlJr getting a no slide. Drops down to last position. It is Bergie and Roa. Once again, the battle for the 10 points. Will Roa opt for the risky strat again? I feel like he kind of has to go for it, as all 3 players go up the ramp, and it is everyone making it. But Cocow clips the border on the left of the finish, and he will lose on 2 points there because CarlJr took the save round and finishes it off there in third.
And we did see Bergie, Cocow there did sacrifice the 3rd place as well as a result of that. Carl went for the safe finish despite being in last and hopped a position due to Cocow failing it. So now they're actually equal on points, so that might be a deciding factor going forward. As I said, Carl didn't have as much as a warm-up as he would have liked. He wasn't prepared, and Roa wasn't prepared to take that turn right. He did see he went a bit too close to the inside, so got a tiny bit of got his wheels up in the air and lost his grip. We do see Cocow, Carl and Bergie remaining in a top 3 in a good battle here at the top. So Cocow actually taking the advantage still. So Bergie dropping back very slightly, but he's only 1600s behind, so he could certainly recover from it, but didn't get nearly as much speed as the other players, and he crashes. So looking to join Roa down at the back, unfortunately for Bergie. Cocow's in the lead here though, he's looking to strike back from a poor performance last round, especially in the ending, so will he keep his composure though going through the last part? Carl is right on his tail lights, so let's see how they do it here. Well, they both have enough speed. Cocow goes for the safe finish, Carl fails it. He goes too far to the left, so he won't finish unless he lands on his wheels, which he does, but will he have time? He will finish.
Wow.
And Carl doesn't finish, so Carl threw away 2 points. Sorry, 2nd place amount of points there. 6 points going down the drain for Carl. So that now means Cocow extends his lead by 10 points in a lead now. So 78 points for Cocow. Let's see how round number 4 will go for these players.
Yeah, what a surprise so far by Cocow. He is driving the match of his life right now. But I am spectator cursing him as he makes a mistake while I praise him to Narnia, and finds himself in 4th right now, so maybe no points for him in this last round. We have Roa, Bergie battling it out in the top, but CarlJr finds himself just 2 tenths behind the 2 clowns, Bergie and Roa, who are really having a go at it this last round. Bergie slows down a lot, makes room for Carl, same goes for Roa, exits a bit wide, and now we have a 3-way battle here. Bergie is the first one to crumble, drops down after a wall touch, and will Roa go for the risky finish? Will Carl go for it? That is the question. We are coming up to the last sector of this map. Both of them are going for it. Carl has a lot more speed, but Roa makes it safely as well, and they both finished 1st and 2nd. Bergie and Cocow in 3rd and 4th after they made some early mistakes and had to opt for the safe finish. So we are going to the next round, next map, which is going to be Beast Mode by Santana.
No.
So there we have it, Beast Mode by Santana, a very technical map right here. And if we take a look at the points, we have Cocow 80 points, CarlJr with 70 points, Bergie 62 points, and Roa 58 points. We gotta remember that Cocow and Carl started with a 10-point advantage, so the gap, if you take those points away, isn't that big at all. But let's see if Roa and Bergie can make this even more interesting as we go into round number 1.
Yeah, so let's see who's going to activate Beast Mode here and take the best performance in this match at the moment. Do you see already someone has... ooh, that's Cocow actually having a massive crash there. Looks like Cocow's completely out of the round already. So that's a great opportunity for Carl to get points back on him at the moment. So but Carl is at the back of this field at the moment. He's only going to be going for 4 points here. Roa has taken a significant lead here so far at the moment. Bergie's dropping slightly back, so Carl has an opportunity to get the 6 points he needs to go equal with Cocow onto 80 points, but Roa looking to strike here again and bring himself closer to the top positions. Roa has had better performances later on in the matches, as we've been seeing, but Bergie's pulling a bit away here from Carl. Carl not managing to catch up in the same fashion Bergie is, but now we come into the difficult section of the map here. Let's see who's going to have the nerves of steel to get through it here. Looks like Roa and Bergie are both doing it fine. Carl as well. Bergie's getting closer. Will the risky finish decide it? Bergie's going for it.
Whoa!
But he doesn't manage to take it. Roa still takes a 107.07, so he gets a 10 points. Bergie still second, Carl still third, and Cocow on no points. So still a 2-point advantage for Cocow, but he wouldn't have been feeling good after that last one. So now we see how he recovers going into round number 2.
Yeah, we see that big mistake by Cocow really puts him further behind. But we will get a much closer battle, as CarlJr is just 2 points shy of taking over that first place from Cocow, as we have round number 2 here. No mistakes so far. Complete different trajectories by all 4 players, as Roa went for a super inside line. It is Cocow going wide, and it definitely shows there, as Roa controls this round once more, finds himself with a tenth of a lead, while Cocow is in the back seat. Definitely looking good for Roa this time around. He finds himself still in the lead. CarlJr overtakes that second place from Bergie, but Bergie has shown that he is capable of doing the risky finish, and that might even cost him a round if he fails it. But let's see here. Carl goes super tight. He manages to still reach the finish line, and yeah, was a bit shaky in the end. Jumped way too far to the right, and Cocow could take advantage of that, secures that third place, and gets those important 4 points to stay ahead of CarlJr.
And at least Cocow and Carl are looking pretty shaky on this map. I mean, Carl's getting himself in good positions at the very least, but as you can see, the gap from first to last position, despite being over 20 points previously, is now down to 10 points between all of them at the moment. Roa having a very good performances in the last 2 rounds. As we said, embracing the name of the map, he's turning it on at the very least, but on round number 3, he is finding himself at the back of the pack at the moment. So, Cocow dropping down a bit again here. Cocow really struggling. He's had 4 points combined out of 2 rounds so far, so he want to be striking back, he want to be keeping his advantage he has, because Carl at the moment will be overtaking him. Carl has first position at the moment, but he's very close to Bergie at the moment. There's only a few thousands even between them, but Bergie extends it. I think Carl doesn't get the best of exits here at the moment, but look how close they are up at the front here. It's all going to be decided by this end. Will these last right-hander will decide it, as well as the risky finish. Bergie got a little bump there, but he's still in the mix for it. May have a bit more speed, but he goes too wide there, so Bergie messes it up, and Roa had to slow down a bit there, but it didn't cost him. Good time there by Carl at 106.7, securing him 10 points, meaning he takes over the lead, and he's now on 90 points, only potentially 3 or more rounds from finalist at the moment. 2 points back to Cocow, 6 back to Roa, and 16 back to Bergie at the moment, but we'll see if that changes in the final round of Beast Mode.
Yeah, Bergie not being able to finish there when that mistake happened at the very last part of the track. We see CarlJr having a sloppy start here, finds himself 3 tenths behind already, but not out of the picture that. And it is very close up top. Cocow again opting for that wider line. I haven't seen it pay off for him yet, as he stays just behind Roa and Bergie. He got just a tiny bit more speed, but it's not worth it seems, as Roa is taking control again on this map. Finds himself in first. Can he keep it together here? Bergie is right on his spoiler, as we see Cocow with a huge mistake. Freaking blunder there, 3 seconds behind, and it is Roa still holding strong. Bergie is trying to catch up. We have seen Bergie go for the risky finish. Will he opt to go for it again, as he sees Roa going for the safe one? No, it is not Bergie's choice to go for the for the risky one, and Roa collects another 10 points here. Is definitely performing well here. Overtakes Cocow for that second place and ties the score with CarlJr. as we enter the map, which has ruined many drivers' rounds. Secrets by Scotty.
Yeah. Feel like I'm the only one. Feel like I'm the only one. Yeah. Y'all gonna have to do better. I can't believe what I'm seeing. All this bullshit going on, the industry is deceiving. All the masses pitching rappers as these independent grinds. Meanwhile, there's been a label right behind them the whole time. Fake shit, call it out. You a plug before your first song. I was putting in work, you were getting worked on. Your fans are fickle, cause you'll come up as a mystery. My fans gon' stick with me, cause me and them got history. Longer than 2 songs, you don't know how to build. You try to start at the roof, you won't be here for too long. I don't fuck with crews unless you're the one who put the crew on. The rest of y'all got buzz because he put you on a few songs. Ooh, did that strike a nerve? If the shoe fits, then wear it. Either way, I know the truth, I'ma share it. See these rappers sign deals, labels know what they're doing. They tell the rapper don't announce it so the people keep rooting. Try to keep me on a hush, but I do not give a fuck. This is Rush Uncut, I'll expose you.
So there you have it. All these intros are made by Pikes. So big shout out to him for those map overviews. But yeah, the part that is the most interesting is the sea part, or let's say just water section, where the car dips in the water. It slows you down, but it's a very tight turn to the right, which we've seen people go swimming, acting like a Titanic, and also people just slowing down completely. It is definitely a make it or break it part of this track. But here we go, round number 1, as we see CarlJr and Roa both on 94 points, Cocow with 90, and Bergie in last 80 points.
Yeah, so will we see a Titanic? Will we see anyone's hopes getting sunk here? At least Cocow at the moment giving himself some hope, at the very least, to recover from his last match performance. Did take the early lead, but already sacrificed it to Bergie. See Roa often opting for the left side of the pole there. It doesn't really seem to be beneficial. More means he's trying to take more speed through the corner than he perhaps needs, but maybe an adjustment he can make for future rounds. But he does still find himself at the back here at the moment, so Cocow still fighting for the lead here, but very close are Carl and Bergie. And we see a mistake coming through here from Bergie, and Roa touching it as well, but Roa just manages to make it here at the moment. I think Bergie is out of the round, unfortunately for him, and Roa crashes into the cacti, so that might be Roa unable to finish as well. So to almost have a change here now, it's Cocow and Carl now performing in the grand final that they did automatically get into as a result of their exemplary performance on match day 1. And we do see Carl actually catching up with more speed here. Cocow went for a wider line though to gain a bit more momentum, but Carl's coming back. Is he going to manage to get it? He does by 200ths of a second, less than 200ths of a second actually, with 2 great times there, 10.2s. There we go. Now taking Carl up to 104 points, potentially only 2 rounds away from a finalist. Will we see it getting done right here and now?
Yeah, as we go into the next round, it is CarlJr on a great position to set himself up to end it on this track, actually. As we, did we see a mistake there? No, it was just a small lag on my side, but it is a very close pack. Roa and Cocow both going for the left pillar strategy. They managing to keep their heads cool. However, they are in the bottom 2 places. Now we're switching around as Cocow clips his left front tire on that quarter pipe section. It is a very tight part where you need to have the correct angle. But here we see Bergie now up in the lead. Roa is stumbling just a tiny bit, can barely make the jump. Let's go to CarlJr's point of view as we just see Bergie hitting the cacti as well. And that opens up the door towards the easy 10 points for CarlJr. And that will set himself up for a great potential finalist round on this track. But it is not over and out. We still have Bergie just on his tail. But 1.5 seconds is not going to be a gap that you can close in Trackmania that easily. Carl takes 10 points, Bergie 6. Definitely needed those 6 points. It is Cocow in 3rd, and Roa not able to finish at all. Completely messed up the ending, it seems. And now we are in round number 3, where Carl needs to get top 2.
So Roa actually killing off. He did have a very good performance on the last map, and Carl now coming back into form, showing us why he's the favourite in this match. Certainly, of course, his achievement list does list long enough for us to understand that, but we are seeing a fantastic performance out of him here. Will we see anyone breaking his momentum here and now, though? They'll need to get it done soon, or else they may find it Carl be extremely hard to stop when he gets to his finalist round, but no one is close to him at the moment. 0.2 behind is his closest opponent, Cocow here. Roa going for a lot of speed there, though, bombarding through the rest of the pack. And Cocow now looking to return the favour, trying to get back into second place here at the moment. Cocow looking to be furthering his ambitions at least for the top 2 positions here. See Bergie not going to go in the blue part here. Do we see any mistakes going through here? We don't, but Cocow overtakes both of the expert players here. Roa going a bit more inside, as a result sacrifices a bit of speed, and now Carl's within distance of the rest of the pack here, but will any get enough speed to overtake him? Cocow's going for it here, and he overtakes. Looks as if he'll have enough speed for the end as well. Bergie's close, but Cocow takes it with 10 points. Carl half a tenth behind, and as well Bergie still within the 0.3s, and they still only gets 4 points for that, and Roa finishing it out for 0.4, so great job there by everyone. But now Carl is on to finalist. Cocow only 10 points away, but will we see it getting closed out in the last round of secrets?
Yeah, we have Carl now has the opportunity to get first and close out this season of Pro League Trackmania. He finds himself in 4th right now as he sees one player crumbling apart and overtakes Roa for that 2nd place. It is only Bergie who is in his way to deny him the championship here. However, this is not over yet, as we see Carl pushing it to the limits. Bergie is trying to hold the fort here, but Carl comes back with a lot of speed. He is overtaking Bergie for that 1st place, and will we see an upset in this water section? Bergie is opting for the grass line, while Carl is going just slightly to the right. We see Bergie choking the water section, and that might be over and out for everyone else here. Trying to deny and battle with CarlJr, who is the 3 times world champion in this game, and he will claim victory in Pro League Season 1. Congratulations. Finishes it off with a amazing time as well, 1:10.08. That is an absolute amazing performance by CarlJr.
Yeah, finished off in style there, despite a lot of the other people getting mistakes there, but on that kind of form, on that kind of time he set there, certainly there was a very few people who could have stopped him in that round. But as we said, there's still 2nd place to fight for here, and we will be doing that on Silencer.
Yep, Silencer back to the 1st map we started on. Of course, they will have one warm-up here. But if we take a look at the points, this could still go any way here. Cocow needs to get a win here in order to reach finalist mode himself. Roa not far behind as well, just 18 points shy. It is just Bergie who stumbled a bit too much and is only on 94 points. So very interesting ending of this Pro League season coming up here. We could potentially see a 3 finalist mode. That will be interesting. We saw it in the consolidation final happen, and it can happen in this one as well. So the players just finishing their warm-up, as Roa is taking it very serious, is on a good time as well, I think. So let's follow him as he completes this this warm-up.
Yeah, Roa was looking very good on this map. It's just that kind of section just before the loop where he was failing, but otherwise than that, he's been running very hot on this map throughout the whole day here, and he gets a 0.68 there, so certainly starting himself off well, getting himself a good bit of momentum going. Now Carl is out of the picture, and that does give him the opportunity, but Cocow, if he gets 1st position, will be going into finalist mode immediately.
Yeah.
Roa it will take him at least 2 rounds to get into finalist. He needs to win both of them here, or is Bergie going to be in place to deny any of them? We will see in the 1st round on Silencer here.
Yeah, we see, like you said, Bergie needs to step it up, and I'm following Bergie here. I mean, he has been in this scenario very, very often, has driven many finalist rounds, not only online, but also on LAN, and he's definitely capable of doing a comeback, and right now it is showing well. He is in first place, is trying to extend his lead on this freewheeling sector. 1500s apart from him and Cocow, but Cocow's ending has been very, very good. Here he goes with a very tight left-hander. Might even overtake Bergie here. With more exit speed, yes he does. Bergie has to make room for the Frenchie. He needs to get 10 points in order to enable finalist mode. We see Roa stumbling a little bit on the white roof there. But who will have the better entry on the looping? Is it going to be Cocow? Yes it is. He is miles ahead right now. And this will enable him to reach finalist status with a 0.84. And we gotta remember he drove 0.5 and 0.6 when we first played this map. So it could all go his way in the next round. He is finalist right now, so here we go.
We saw Cocow having a very, very strong performance on this match. Did have a great start, took an early lead at the very least. If you remember early on, it was split up, 2 ahead and 2 behind, with Roa and Bergie not getting the best of starts, so they'll need to pull it out here though if they want to extend the battle for second place. But Bergie isn't going to be the one to do so. He's leaving it all up to his teammate Roa, so it's going to be a battle between the 2 French players. Up at the top, Cocow and finalist here, but he is also behind at the moment by 0.22 of a second here, so he's got some catching up to do, but he's starting off already, cutting it down to 1.5 tenths here already. So Roa's still keeping him at arm's length here. Will he manage to extend his lead, or at least keep it as far as it is? Cocow touches on the inside there, so this should be just plain sailing for Roa. He'll need to keep it together here though. We've seen him have some problems here going in this section of the map. Should just notice safe it now though. He should be able to see the CPs, Cocow being 1 second or more behind them, and Bergie looking to at least steal some points from Cocow, but he doesn't manage it. Roa with another good time of 107.7, so hopefully carrying him forward into the next round, but now he's 1 round away from finalist 116. All he needs to do is finish this round, but that would also mean relying on Bergie to make first just in case Roa makes any mistakes, and that's not something we'd like to leave to chance. So let's see if they do in round number 3.
Yeah, Roa is definitely picking up the momentum now. Can he drive another 0.7? That will definitely put pressure on Cocow, as they both, Roa and Bergie, go very wide. They are finding themselves already 1500s behind Cocow in just 2 turns, so this is a great opportunity for Cocow here to finish in second position, as Bergie is making mistake after mistake. He is crumbling apart. Roa exits very wide, gets so much speed compared to Cocow, and he overtakes Cocow for that first place. So great pushing by Roa here, but Cocow is not giving up. He is still right behind him on the spoiler. Can Roa deny Cocow another round? Or will Cocow just end it? They are driving next to each other. We can't even see the car as they are hiding underneath each other. It is Roa still holding just a car length of a lead. Into the looping we go. Will Cocow get a lot of speed? No, he will stay behind Roa, but is risking it for the biscuit. And it is Roa still in first, and he denies Cocow the round. So with a 0.8 of a time now, Cocow tried to jumping really inside, but managed to clip the obstacle, and now we are in a very good position for Roa. Can he keep it up? 2 finalists and Bergie in 110 points.
So Bergie, he's really not had the best performance on this map, but he'll really need to pull it out here if he wants to have a chance for second place. I mean, if Bergie wins this round, we will be seeing 3 finalists going on to a fresh map, so chance for Bergie to at least stop Roa, who's been looking very good on this map, and as well Cocow. He'll need to do it right here and now though. He's got no more opportunities. This is do or die for Bergie, and he's at least looking good here in second. He got good speed coming down there. He got a little bump there going over the transition. Went a bit on the green part there, so now he does drop down to last position. So all or nothing for Bergie. He needs to go all out here, and Cocow is in the lead though. Cocow, we've seen he has had good ends here, but as has Roa. So we do see there is less than a tenth between the 2 players now. Bergie's dropping further back. Roa has a massive crash going through the 2 black pillars, and that is him going to be out of the round. Is Bergie going to manage to rescue? It looks to be too far behind. All Cocow needs to do is this ending, no problem, and he should be fine. He's in a good time here as well, and he does secure second position in TM Pro League Season 1. He gets second just behind Carl and secures himself only €300 of prize money for 107.71. So GG for Cocow, and a fantastic job by him, especially on this map. And that does leave us with Roa and Bergie to fight for third place. We'll be going on to a new map as well. So Bergie still didn't manage to get finalist mode there. So Roa having the best of opportunities to secure himself the remaining prize money. And we will see if he'll do it, and that will appear to be on Atomic by Thompson. So what do we think of that? What do we think of that last round?
Yeah, that was a very interesting last round. I mean, Roa was pushing it to the limits there, but unfortunately he exited a bit too wide and managed to clip that quarter pipe and flipped it, and Bergie was just too far away to catch up towards Cocow. And amazing performance by Cocow. I mean, he took the lead early on, drove an amazing 3 first maps, and then CarlJr started to pump out these really quick times, and Cocow couldn't keep up, but still a second place is incredible for him. And now we have Roa in finalist mode and Bergie with 116 points. So that is the third place decider. And we're just waiting here for Cocow to retire. And then we are kicking it off and see if Bergie can potentially deny Roa the third place, or if Roa will finish it here. So let's go.
We'll be starting us off in Atomic. Will this potentially be the last round of Season 1? Or will we be seeing it getting extended anymore? Bergie will have to do the work here. Again, we might not see it, but Roa is in finalist. Bergie taking the advantage of Bergie with the early crash. He will keep going at the very least, but now Roa, all he needs to do is save just for the remaining prize money here. All he needs to do is run a clean round here. He can go as safe as he likes. Bergie is over 2 seconds behind, but Roa's made a mistake as well. So will Bergie manage to catch up here? Roa's only now managing to regain his speed here. Roa must be feeling the pressure now. Bergie is still 1.3 seconds behind here, but will Roa manage to keep it all under control going through here? He's going wide here, perhaps feeling some pressure here. Well, he managed to keep it together, though he's still keeping it well going through these remaining turns. Only a few left to go. And will he manage to get through the last section? No problem. All it is this jump and the second part. And there we go. Roa takes third, with not the best time, but GG to him. He does take third place, and a well-deserved third place after coming through such a long route to the final, but he does make it, does get the third place. All props to him. GG. Fantastic performance by all players here. Unfortunately, Bergie has to settle for fourth, but well played by him as well. So there we go.
Exactly, and that is Pro League completed. CarlJr manages to get first in the group stages and first in the playoffs. And then we have Cocow. I can't remember what position Cocow got in the group stages, but finished. Oh, he entered 8th, and now he moves up to 2nd. And Roa finishes off the podium in 3rd, while Bergie is left in 4th place and receives nothing. But that is going to be the end of Pro League Season 1. I'm really looking forward to Season 2, which will start in a couple weeks time. But what a tournament we have seen. That was unbelievable. Yeah, that was high level players battling it out on very difficult tracks. And yeah, we had the honor to just watch it and cast it. So that is amazing to see. And hopefully Season 2 is gonna be even better. And of course have a bigger prize pool and yada yada yada. But yeah, that is it, Scotsman. It's over.